Hi, everyone. My name is Raman Kalyan. I'm on the Microsoft 365 product marketing team. I'm excited to be here today. Myself and my colleagues, Aaron and Christoph, are going to present to you how to use the power of machine learning to identify and reduce insider risks within your organization so you're not losing sleep. Interestingly enough, we had a conversation about 2 years ago with our CISO, Brett Arsenal, about what keeps him up at night. When we asked him this question, our hypothesis was that he was going to say it was related, what kept him up at night was things related to external threats. And in fact, what he said was while that was concerning for him, what kept him up at night were really insider risks within Microsoft, insiders doing things that they shouldn't be doing, whether that's accidentally leaking information or whether it's, stealing information, such as the Sly Dog gang, which was from another organization. And what these individuals did was they stole intellectual property by emailing it to themselves. And then they went to a competitor. And the interesting thing about this particular case is that it's not just a malicious threat where you've got somebody stealing information, but the only way the car manufacturer found out about this was when the information that these individuals had stolen was inadvertently leaked from the competitor to whom they went. So when you think about insider risks and violations, it's not just about IP theft. There's a broad range of risks here. Risks from data spillage to security violations, corporate espionage, workplace violence, policy violations, harassment. The risks are broad and they're difficult to actually identify. And remediation requires a collaborative effort across the organization. And so as we spoke to, our customers, as we looked at research out in the industry, we found that 90% of organizations feel vulnerable to insider threats. And they feel vulnerable to both the malicious type of risk, such as the Sly Dog gang, or the inadvertent type of risk where somebody is sharing confidential information inadvertently. They didn't mean to. They were distracted. They're working at home. A lot of the approaches that traditionally customers have used or organizations have used revolve around a combination of user behavior analytics solutions combined with a user activity monitoring agent. Or they use data loss prevention. And this approach is fractured. It's difficult to actually configure the scripting. It requires a lot of complexity. There's a lot of engineering resources required, deployment of agents, management of those agents to collect those signals. Or in the case of like data loss prevention, you're really focused on a siloed set of signals based on rules. What if those rules, don't capture a particular scenario? And what ends up happening is that you end up with a lot of signal to noise ratio because you don't have visibility into the content. You don't have visibility into the sentiment. There's not a connective tissue between the different types of events. And you're trying to manage multiple solutions here. So our approach was in Microsoft 365 to really kind of focus in on how do we not only identify those types of insider risks related to intellectual property theft, but how do we also identify risks related to corporate policy violations and communications? And so in the February of this year, we introduced insider risk management and communication compliance in Microsoft 365. And so today I would love to have now Aaron walk us through insider risk management.
Thanks, Raman. My name is Erin Miyake, and I'm on the engineering team working on the insider risk management solution at Microsoft. And in my prior role, I was actually an insider risk practitioner at Microsoft working in our security organization for Brett Arsenal. So very excited to bring some of my experiences and learnings from that previous team to the engineering group. So one of the things that we learned very early on in my last group was the importance of taking a holistic approach to insider risk. And this is because unlike traditional cybersecurity risks, where you're looking at activity coming from external actors and external attackers, with insider risk, you're having to look at activity coming from inside the organization. So as a result, you have to take a slightly different lens and approach to how you address it, not only in how you detect it. So thinking through how we detect intelligently these hidden patterns coming from inside the organization using machine learning, but also how we respond and investigate and engaging with partners across the company from HR and legal and compliance to make sure we're taking this holistic approach and thinking through things like company culture and privacy and legal requirements. So all of these things went into building insider risk management. And so unlike some other solutions, insider risk management was built with a specific intent and purpose to help companies address insider risk at their organizations. And so this purpose-driven approach really shines through in a few areas. The first is the customizable out-of-box machine learning template, so you can specify the types of risks that you want to start to detect seamlessly. And you start to get this signal without friction of having to deploy endpoint agents across your organization. And then once you start getting the alerts and reviewing the alert activity, you can review it with the enriched context of Microsoft Information Protection. So you can see if any of the files in the activity contain a sensitive data type or a sensitive label to help you guide what those next steps might need to be to respond to that activity. And then we know that privacy is super important in this area because you are looking at activity coming from your insiders. And so there are built-in controls in the solution to help you meet those privacy requirements by anonymizing the user names. And it also helps drive objectivity when you're reviewing the activity. And then finally, taking that holistic approach to responding and investigating to the activity is important. And so there are integrated investigation workflows within the solution to help you achieve this. With that, I'm going to jump into the demo and focus on some of the new capabilities that we're excited to announce today. So from within the solution, I'm going to start out with creating a policy. And a policy is how you specify the types of insider risk that you want to start detecting and responding to. So you can see that there are several out-of-box templates available for you to use, and they cover a breadth of categories. So from data theft to data leaks, as well as security policy violations to look for possible integrity violations through alerts coming from Microsoft Defender ATP. So a user downloading unwanted software or maybe tampering with security controls. And then there are also variations of these templates within each category. So you can specify scenarios that you really want to focus in on that may be of concern to your organization, such as looking for activity from disgruntled users, because we know disgruntlement is a leading indicator and precursor for insider risk. So using the HR connector, you can share those disgruntlement indicators and focus the policy on that set of users.
This is interesting because this allows you to quickly get started, right? You don't have to configure a bunch of script or ingest a bunch of signals. You can just pick a template, scope your users, and go.
That's right. You can pick the policy template right out of the box and then continue to configure it so that it can meet your needs, but also address those specific scenarios that you want to target. So I'm going to go ahead and finish setting this policy up, and you can see how we configure this. So I'll choose the users and groups that this policy applies to. I can then also specify the content that I want to prioritize. So this influences how the activity for this prioritized content is scored and alerts are generated. And then finally, I can select the policy indicators. So this is where you can specify the types of activity that you want to gain visibility into to start to surface that insider risk. So you can see the breadth of indicators here across Office. So using Microsoft 365 Cloud, we can see activity from SharePoint Online and Teams and Exchange Online. And you can also start to look for risky activity on your device. And you can do this seamlessly without the need of deploying endpoint agents across the organization. So it really helps you get started quickly and helps you to start to identify and address that risk quickly. And then if I scroll down, I also want to announce a new category of indicators that we're introducing today, which is physical access indicators. Because, as Raman talked about, insider risk, it's a broad space and it goes beyond just digital activity. So with the new physical badging connector, customers can now share their badging event data from their physical access system with insider risk management. So we can also reason over that activity and start to surface risky activity in the physical space so that you can see that risky physical activity alongside any risky digital activity and get the full picture for a user.
That is awesome. Love that. Tons of indicators, no agents required, no scripting required. Pick a template, pick your indicators, choose your users, and hit go.
It's as simple as that. And all of the indicators come with out-of-box recommended default thresholds. But we know from talking to customers that insider risk, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. So every organization is going to have their own risk threshold. So a large IT company like Microsoft is probably going to have different risk thresholds than maybe a company in the finance industry or a manufacturing company. And so we've now added the ability to be able to customize all of these risk thresholds. So with the click of this toggle, you can completely customize your risk thresholds for every single indicator and specify what you consider as low, medium, and high risk. And you can also come back later after you've saved your policy and after you're seeing alerts from this policy, and you can refine this based on learnings of what you want to see more or less of. And this is definitely something that we did when I was a practitioner at Microsoft as our program matured. So we'll finish up creating this template, and then we'll go to the alerts tab. And so after you've created your policy, you can see that several alerts have been generated. And we'll click into one of these alerts, and you can see the breadth of activity that has been detected for this user. So from Office, you can see they've downloaded some files from Teams. From the device, it looks like they've copied some files to a USB device, but also this new activity for physical access. So it looks like this user tried to access a building that they didn't have permission to access to. So this, in line with that other risky digital activity, might cause some concern, and you may want to respond to this. So we know that a big part of reviewing alerts is making sure that you can confidently review it and make a decision on what next steps and actions need to be taken. And so we're super excited to announce today significant enhancements to the alert review experience. So now you can open this expanded view, and in addition to a high-level bird's eye view of all of the activity and a breakdown by activity type, if I scroll down, you'll also get a new dashboard that summarizes the enriched context related to the files and the activity for this alert. So at a glance, I can see the impact of this activity and make a call on if I need to investigate further. And you now have that flexibility to dive even deeper into this activity with the new Activity Explorer. So as part of the review of the alert, you can open up this Activity Explorer and you get a line-by-line detailed log of all of the events associated with the activity in the alert. And you can start to slice and dice the data with numerous filters available to really focus in on the most suspicious and impactful activity so that you can focus your investigation efforts. So let's confirm this alert and we'll create a case because it does look like we need to investigate further. And we'll go to the cases page. And in the interest of time, we'll just choose one of the existing cases here. But we know that once you're in a case and you're driving this investigation, there's several remediation actions that you may need to take. And so in the past, we've talked about the ability to escalate a case to your legal team in advanced e-discovery so that they can take it over and respond from a legal standpoint if there's litigation that's required. And so you can do that, and all of your case details, as well as the documents and Content Explorer, will be shared with Advanced eDiscovery and available to your legal team. In the summer, we also announced some additional remediation capabilities. So you can now share all of your insider risk management alerts with the Office 365 Management API and integrate with your existing SIEM solutions, such as Sentinel, as well as push a ticket to ServiceNow for your case to integrate with any existing incident workflows. And today, we're super excited to announce additional capabilities. So now we're introducing native integration with Microsoft Teams to help you collaborate on your insider risk cases. So every time a case is created in insider risk, a team will also be created, and all of your relevant stakeholders for that case will get added to the team as members. So you can leverage all of that communication and collaboration functionality in a private and secure way to close on this case. And then finally, we also hear a lot from customers about the importance of automation now, especially as you think about scaling your insider risk operations and response processes. So we're very excited to introduce native integration with Power Automate in insider risk management. So now from within insider risk management, with the click of a button, you can kick off a Power Automate flow to help you automate your most common insider risk processes. And we'll also offer 4 templates for Power Automate available to all of our customers to help them get started in automating some of those common insider risk processes, such as engaging with stakeholders and helping your team track cases and closing cases. So with that, super excited about these new capabilities, and I'm going to hand it off to Christoph.
Thank you, Erin. Let's talk about our second solution to help tackle insider risk. And before I talk about our solution, let's talk a little bit about the needs that we've seen from customers, especially this day and age. Basically, there's 2 key needs that we've seen. The idea first is corporate policies. We know you all have code of conduct policies in your organizations, regardless of your industries, regardless of your geography. And we know you're all striving to foster a culture of safety and inclusion. So how do you make sure, especially this day and age where your employees are working remotely, might be stressed for personal or professional reasons, how do you make sure that they still abide by those policies and don't step out of them? The other key use cases we've seen is a number of you are regulated, whether you're in financial services, in healthcare, in education, whether you're in the US, in Europe, in Canada, or elsewhere. And by law, in some of those countries, again, depending on your industries, you need to abide for specific regulations. Now, the other thing I want to mention that typically to tackle those problems in your organizations, it's a team effort. Yes, the policy might be configured by IT, but the people that are going to be investigating and remediating those potential violations typically come from, let's say, human resources, if it's about code of conduct, compliance, maybe your legal teams, depending on the severity and so forth. That leads us into our solution to tackle those needs called communication compliance. And the goal, again, is to support a healthy work environment by seeing what people say, whether it's on first-party or third-party channels. And we'll get back to that. To help you find out potentially when someone steps out of bound or enforces that people don't game the systems if you're regulated, we've delivered a number of what we call intelligent and customized playbook. The idea is the number of messages that you need to monitor is huge. But to get to those needles and to find those patterns, only machine learning can help you do so. So really graduating from simply looking at keywords to looking at intent or sentiment in communications. The other thing that we've done that you've asked us to do, it's one thing to detect those patterns, but give me the tools to investigate and, more importantly, take actions right within the tool. I don't need to go elsewhere to maybe notify or do this complex processes tied to this type of violations. And last but not least is it's all about giving you insights. Sure, you can catch things, you can remediate, investigate, but how do you then step back and become more proactive? And if you're seeing some behaviors from one part of your organizations, how do you potentially step back and maybe retrain that organization to tell them, like, this is not acceptable, this is a risk for us, and we need to stop that behavior. With that, enough talking, let's dive into a demo. In this case, I'm going to collapse the left navigations to give you a little more real estate. And we've got a number of templates to help you get started. In this case, I'll use something that's really top of mind for most of you. I'll create a policy just for Microsoft Teams to look for offensive language. So let's do that. I'll click Select, Create Policy. You just need to give it a name and a description. Next, you need to decide who is your target audience. Now, you could either say, this is a code of conduct policy, so no one is exempt from my chief executive officers to my intern, or you can be more granular and let's say it's a regular policy to fulfill regulatory compliance. You can say, let me scope that just to my broker dealers or my broker dealers in the US or whatever. And you can also have name individual. The other thing you define on this screen is not so much who you're going to analyze, but more importantly, who's going to be privy and who's going to investigate and remediate those policies. Now, we made a number of improvements to really provide finer role-based access permissions, and we made an announcement last July. So I highly recommend you to leverage some of those, that granular fine role, to make sure only the right people have access to the right policies. Now that we've decided what audience we want to monitor, next we need to decide what communication channels we want to look for. And there's a number of communication channels. Not only there's first-party communication channels, Yammer, Teams, email, even Skype, as some of you are migrating to Teams. In this case, I've just selected Teams since that's the policy we want to create. But what I want to call out is one key announcement we've made at Ignite, which is the ability to also bring in third-party data. And we had some connectors, but suddenly you can see now a plethora of connectors, whether it's Slack, Zoom, Reuters, SMS, and so forth. So really I encourage you to read up and configure those connectors so you can bring that data and apply your favorite compliance tools to it. Next, you need to decide what conditions you want to apply and look for in this policy. Now, because the use case is all about code of conduct, I'll click on Add Conditions. I'll select the first option, which is matches any of those classifiers, and I'll click on Add Classifiers. What you're seeing here is some of the models that we've delivered, things like targeted harassment, profanity, threat, whether it's threat to others or threat to oneself. And we've also recently announced in July the ability to detect what we call adult content. So think of nudity or racy content that typically have no place in the workplace, certainly not on Teams chat. The other thing I want to call out is you'll see at the top of the list two models called Contoso Privacy Breach and Contoso Customer Complaints. And that shows you the ability for you to create your own machine learning model to detect whatever patterns and sentiments you care about. It's very easy to do, and if you want to learn more, I encourage you to read up about it. The other set of conditions that are available is also the ability, if you want to fulfill regulatory compliance, is the ability to look for specific number patterns. And we get about 100 of those 50 native detections, whether it's a routing number, a credit card, and so forth. And in addition, we all know you cares also about specific dictionary or what we call lexicon, especially if you're looking for insider tradings or collusions and so forth. And that's where you would define that and augment either your machine learning model with potential keyword detections or number detection. And then last but not least, you review all the settings you've selected, hit save, and voila. In seconds, your policy gets created and is up and running. Now let's switch gear and go into the second part of the demonstration, which is let's show you how you investigate potential matches that the policy has yielded. So here what you're seeing is, for instance, an email that has been flagged for review. And you might say, why am I seeing this email? And you just simply click on the text view. And in this case, this is an insider policy and we're monitoring both keywords as well as regular expressions. You can see both all the keywords that I was monitoring as well as the routing number at the bottom, automatically saving me time of why is this potentially a violation to my insider policy. Now we go beyond that. In this example, I want to show you an email with an attachment. In this case, it's a beautiful Word document. And again, you might say, what's wrong with this Word document? Why did it get flagged for review? Again, I can simply click on text view and automatically I'm taken to that word, that string in that Word document that matched the policy's condition. In this case, it was a routing number. The beauty here is no need to download things on your hard drive. It's all in line. And yes, that works with PowerPoint, Excel, and PDF. Let me show you a couple other examples. This is an example of, for instance, WhatsApp data. Again, it's a third-party data, and you can extrapolate to Bloomberg and whatever the third-party Zoom and Slack that you can think of. What we're doing here is we're doing what we call conversation reconstruction. In this case, we're applying some of those machine learning models to detect those bad behavior, in this case, in a third-party system. And guess what? There's more. So in this case, I'm showing you Teams messages, which is, again, top of mind for a lot of you out there since you're enabling your workforce to work remotely. And those messages that you're seeing here, both of them, one of them signifies threat and the other one signifies harassment. What I want to stress here, it's not just a simple keyword match, but we're looking at intent targeted at another employee. And that's why those get flagged for review. The other thing we're doing is we know that messages, again, it's not just over one medium. And maybe the employee is trying to harass someone or threaten someone over email, and they do the same thing over Yammer and WhatsApp and Teams. And what we're doing here is we're also looking at detections across all those modalities, and we're saying, hey, there's near duplicates, meaning very similar messages, either from the same individuals or from different individuals. Now, this is a test data that I populate for Ignite, but you get the diversity here. There's an email, there's some Yammer messages, some team messages, again, helping you see the full breadth of potential risk and violation that is happening in your specific tenant. Now, to go back to this example, I've shown you the different patterns and the different messages we can detect. Then it's all about the individual. Then you need to make a decision. As this person has a history of violation, is it the first time? Is it a repeat offender or a first-time offender? And when you click on that user history, you're seeing that context. As my peers already slapped Grady on the wrist for past violations for different policy, or is he a first-time person? In this case, he's done numerous ones. The other thing I want to call out is, if you can see, it's kind of small, but we're also doing what we call pattern detection. So in this case, we're flagging that Grady sent 8 messages to Miriam in this demo tenant. So again, you can think of that could signify potential bullying. So repeat harassment, typically the definition, that's the definition of bullying. It could also be collusion, like those two are up to no good and sharing a lot of whatever, credit card or insider trading information. So again, really helping you find those patterns versus looking at all those items one by one. Once you have that information, then hopefully that leads us into the last part of the demo, which is let's take some remediation action now that you got all the context about the violations and the individuals. So there's a number of things you can do. One that I'm particularly excited that we've announced in July is the ability to remove team messages. And the beauty here is you don't have to leave communication compliance. Those messages could be harmful. Again, think of a code of conduct, something that's offending a lot of people, or it could be a privacy violation, someone sharing customer information. In either case, you want to take down those messages as soon as possible so no one else can see that. So no one else's feelings is hurt, no one else sees that confidential information, whatever it is. So you simply click those messages. In this case, I've select 2 messages, click on remove message, and in a couple seconds, voila, the messages have been removed. So let me show you what it looks like from the lens of the sender. So again, those 2 messages were shared in a team channel. Those could have been one-on-one messages. From the lens of the sender, you can see the message was blocked, and I'm getting a link to why. So in this case, I blocked 2 code of conduct violations. And from the lens of the other people that are also part of this channel, you can see that it's got a little different message. So again, really circling back to the end users, it's that end-to-end process and richness to make sure you get good usage and adoption of teams. And if someone, for whatever reason, steps out of bound, you're back on your feet in seconds.
That's awesome, Christophe. The richness in terms of the integration that we have with teams allows us to do so much more and allows the organization to, really quickly remediate a lot of these issues up front versus having to go back into a communication channel and trying to find it that way, correct?
Exactly. And the beauty, especially, I'm glad you mentioned that, is typically, especially if it's a code of conduct, I would be in the shoes of, let's say, someone in human resources. They might not even be part of that teams nor that channel, right? It might be some engineering or sales I don't even know. And I've got dozens or hundreds of teams right there in context. I don't even need to figure out what and when. I can remove the message, limit the exposure, and then I can follow up. Last but not least, I want to leave you with the richness of the report that we have today in the product. There's a number of widgets that shows you, for instance, how many matches, how many remediations, top offender, and there's a lot more coming. With that, thank you very much for watching. Back to you, Raman.
Thank you, Christophe. That was great. Aaron, the demo that you had for Insider Risk was awesome. For everyone watching today, I very much appreciate you taking the time. There's many things that you can do today to reduce your risk. First and foremost, you can sign up for an E5 compliance trial. In addition, if you have E5, you can certainly navigate to compliance.microsoft.com and implement policies for both insider risk management and communication compliance. And then finally, we have a learning path for insider risk management that's available for you to learn more in depth about these capabilities at Microsoft Learn. With that, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day.